Welcome to It's English Podcast, where English feels easy, calm, and natural.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to It's English Podcast, the English podcast, the place where learning English becomes relaxed, practical, and actually fun.
I'm Brian.
And I'm Mary, and we are very happy to see you again today. Whether you are listening while walking, cooking, commuting, or maybe sitting with a cup of coffee and focusing on your English, you are in the right place.
Absolutely. Every episode here is designed to help you think in English, speak more confidently, and understand grammar in a natural way, not in the boring textbook way.
Before we begin today's conversation, we have a small favor to ask. If this podcast helps you improve your English speaking confidence, please follow the show, like the episode, and share it with one friend who is also learning English.
Yes, learning English with a friend makes the journey easier and much more fun. All right, Mary, today's topic is interesting, but also a little dangerous.
Dangerous?
Yes, dangerous for English learners.
Oh no, what grammar monster are we fighting today?
Today, we are talking about a pair of expressions that confuse learners everywhere. Used to and be used to.
Ah, yes, I have seen this many times. Students say things like, I used to waking up early, or I am used to live in New York.
Exactly. And when learners say these sentences, something feels a little strange, but they don't always know why.
That's because these two expressions look almost identical, but their meanings are actually very different.
And today, we are going to make this completely clear. By the end of this episode, you will understand what used to means, understand what be used to means, know the grammar structure of both, learn real-life examples, and most importantly, you will feel comfortable using them while speaking English.
So if you have ever stopped mid-sentence and thought, wait, should I say used to or am used to? Then today's episode will fix that confusion forever.
Let's begin with the first expression, used to. This one is actually easier.
Yes, used to talks about the past. Specifically, it describes something that was true in the past but is not true anymore.
Exactly. Let's listen to a simple example.
You said, I used to drink coffee every morning. This means in the past you had that habit, but now something changed. Maybe now you drink tea.
Or maybe now you were trying to be healthy and drink water.
Or maybe the coffee machine broke.
That would be tragic.
Very tragic. I used to live in London. This means in the past, London was my home, but now I live somewhere else. Maybe Paris,
Maybe Tokyo.
maybe somewhere with better weather.
That eliminates London immediately.
You said, I used to play football every weekend, meaning in the past it was my routine, but today maybe I only watch football.
Or maybe now your knees say no more football.
Yes, the knees become the boss after 30.
Now let's look at the structure. It's very simple. Subject plus used to plus base verb. For example, I used to wake up early. She used to work here. They used to travel a lot.
Notice something important again. After used to, we use the base form of the verb, not ing, not past tense, just the base verb.
Exactly. Correct, I used to live here. Incorrect, I used to living here.
There are two main reasons we use used to. Number one, past habits.
Example, I used to watch cartoons every Saturday morning.
That sounds like my childhood.
Mine too. Saturday morning cartoons were basically a global tradition. Number two, past situations or states. Example, I used to be very shy.
But now you host a podcast and talk to thousands of listeners.
Exactly. Life changes. Another example, I used to hate public speaking, but now maybe you enjoy it.
Let's try a little conversation using used to. Tell me something about your childhood.
Okay. I used to climb trees when I was a child.
Really?
Yes, I was basically half monkey.
Interesting. I used to build tree houses.
See, if we met earlier, we could have started a tree business. What about you, Mary? Tell us one habit you had as a teenager.
Easy. I used to stay up very late playing video games.
That sounds familiar. Many listeners are probably smiling right now. Now let's talk about a mistake many learners make. They say, I am used to play football, but that is incorrect.
Yes, and this is where confusion starts, because am used to belongs to a completely different structure.
Which is exactly what we will explore next.
Now things get interesting, because be used to has a completely different meaning.
It does not talk about the past. Instead, it talks about being familiar with something or being comfortable with something.
In other words, it describes something that feels normal to you now. Example, I am used to waking up early, meaning waking up early is normal for me now. Maybe it was difficult before, but now it's easy.
Exactly. Maybe you started a new job that begins at 6 a.m. At first, it was terrible, but after a few months, you're used to it. Now, here is the key rule. After be used to, we use verb ing or a noun.
Let's look at examples. I am used to waking up early. She is used to working long hours. They are used to the cold weather. Notice something important again. We do not say I am used to wake up early. It must be I am used to waking up early.
Let's compare the two structures side by side. Used to equals past habit. I used to wake up early. Be used to equals something is normal now. I am used to waking up early.
Small difference in structure, huge difference in meaning. Imagine someone moves to New York. At first, the city feels loud, busy, and stressful. But after 1 year, they might say, I am used to the noise now.
Or someone starts working night shifts. At first, it's difficult, but after some time, I am used to working at night.
Now we will go deeper. We will talk about more conversation examples, real-life situations, practice dialogues, and a few tricks that help you remember the difference instantly.
So we explained the main difference between used to and be used to, but I think many listeners are still thinking something like, okay, I understand the rule, but when I speak, my brain still freezes.
Yes, that happens to almost everyone learning English. Grammar rules are easy to understand when you read them, but using them in real conversation can feel different.
Exactly. Let's practice with real-life situations, because the more examples you hear, the more natural these expressions become.
Great idea. And we'll start with a situation that many people experience, moving to a new place. Imagine you moved to a big city for the first time, maybe New York, London, Toronto, or Dubai. At the beginning, everything feels different. The traffic is loud, the streets are crowded, people walk very fast.
Yes, in big cities, people walk like they are in a race.
Exactly. Now imagine someone asks you, is the city difficult? You might answer like this. At first, it was difficult, but now I am used to the noise. That sentence is perfect because you were describing something that felt strange before, but feels normal now.
Let's try another one. At first, I felt lost, but now I am used to the subway system.
That's a good example. Public transportation systems in big cities can be confusing at first, but after some time, you become comfortable.
Now let's imagine another common life situation, starting a new job. The first week can be stressful. New colleagues, new responsibilities, new schedule.
Exactly.
Let's imagine someone starts a job where they must wake up very early, maybe 5:30 in the morning.
That sounds painful.
Very painful. At the beginning, they might say, I'm not used to waking up this early.
Good sentence. Notice something important here. They said not used to. That means it still feels difficult.
Yes, but after 3 months, the same person might say, now I am used to waking up early.
See the difference? Before, it was difficult. Now, it feels normal.
Now, let's go back to used to. Remember, this expression talks about the past, especially habits that no longer happen.
Let's talk about childhood memories. Tell us something you used to do when you were a child.
Let me think. Oh, I used to ride my bicycle every evening after school.
That sounds like a nice childhood.
Yes, it was fun, but now I rarely ride a bicycle.
Okay, my turn. When I was a teenager, I used to watch movies late at night.
Let me guess. Action movies?
Exactly, and sometimes horror movies too.
I hope not alone.
Of course alone. That made it more dramatic.
And probably more terrifying. Now, let's talk about a very common confusion. Many learners say something like, I used to working late, but this sentence is not correct.
Right, because after used to, we must use the base verb, not ing. So the correct sentence is, I used to work late. Exactly. But if we say, I am used to working late, now the ing form is correct.
So the key rule is very simple. Used to, base verb. Be used to, verb plus ing or noun.
Let's share a small memory trick. This helps many learners remember the difference quickly. Think about time. Used to, past life. Be used to, current comfort.
Yes, another trick is to imagine two questions. Question 1. Was this true before? If yes, use used to. Example, I used to live in Spain.
Excellent. Second question, is this normal for me now? If yes, use be used to. Example, I am used to spicy food.
Let's make this fun. Tell me something strange you are used to.
Interesting question. Okay, I am used to drinking coffee while working.
That's not strange. That's very normal.
Okay, then I am used to working with background music.
Ah, yes. Some people love silence. Others need music.
Exactly. What about you?
Well, I'm used to talking to myself when I think.
Really?
Yes, sometimes when I solve a problem, I say my thoughts out loud.
That's actually very common. Many people do that. Now, let's do a quick listening challenge. Brian will say a sentence and you try to decide, is it used to or be used to? Ready?
Sentence 1. I used to drink soda every day.
That means it was a past habit. Maybe now the person drinks water.
Sentence 2. I am used to drinking a lot of water.
Now it means drinking water is normal for that person now,
Sentence 3. She used to live in Canada.
meaning she lived there before but not anymore.
Sentence 4. She is used to the cold weather.
Meaning cold weather feels normal for her now. Maybe she lived there for many years.
Let's imagine a short conversation between two friends. You start.
Okay, do you like living in the city?
At first it was difficult, but now I'm used to the busy streets.
Do you always live in the city?
No, actually, I used to live in a small town.
Was it quiet there?
Very quiet. I used to hear birds every morning.
That sounds peaceful. All right, everyone, let's quickly review what we learned today. First, used to. We use this to talk about past habits or past situations that are no longer true. Example, I used to play football.
Second, be used to. We use this to talk about things that feel normal or comfortable now. Example, I am used to playing football every weekend.
And remember the grammar rule. Used to, base verb. Be used to, verb plus ing or noun.
Now, we want to hear from you. Tell us in the comments, what is something you used to do in the past and what is something you are used to now?
This is a great way to practice your English, and we love reading your examples.
Also, if you enjoyed this episode and want to keep improving your English with us, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share this podcast with a friend who is learning English.
Learning together makes the journey easier. Thank you so much for spending time with us today.
And we'll see you in the next episode of It's English Podcast.
Take care, everyone, and keep practicing your English.
See you next time.
Bye.